What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist with
Gersh1.
and today we're back to answer your questions in another 40 Facts video. That is not a 40 Facts video.
This is for the greater. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. That hurt my throat. I think I'm sick. Eric9 says, how powerful was the Emperor in his prime? I'm talking superhuman feats, mental, physical, and psychic. So how powerful was he in his prime? Powerful as fuck.
Yeah. Like, he'd look at you and you'd be down before you even know it.
Yeah. So, like, you got to think about this, or you need to think about his powers in this way. Where he was going through the Great Crusade, basically parading through the galaxy, killing Xenos, unifying humanity, disciplining his children,
Yeah.
and simultaneously powering the Astronomicon.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, bro.
That is. I mean, yeah, he did get grabbed by a big orc, but I mean, he had his kids there, so they did the job. That's because he wanted to teach them a lesson. Like, look, what happens if something else gets grabs me? You guys gotta, pull
Step
your own
up.
weight.
Yeah.
Nah, but for real, this dude is like a beast. He single-handedly, rumor has it, took down an uncharted Catan, the Void Dragon.
Yep.
Now, we've seen how powerful fractured, sharded Catans are, where they could destroy entire worlds, civilizations. Pretty much, this is the Necron's, like, Hail Mary. If everything's going to crap, throw out the Catan, and the Catan will pretty much make it an auto win for them.
Yeah.
Now, the Emperor took down one that wasn't fractured. So basically, he took down a god by himself. And you see the image of like the Emperor with his sword and the dragon's neck, and there's like angels above him. Yep. And that was his bargaining tool to get the forges of like Mars on his side. The whole Astra,
Adeptus Mechanicus.
Adeptus Mechanicus.
Yeah. Yeah. With the Treaty of Olympus Mons.
Seaway.
But yeah, he is like the Superman character
Yeah.
of like the Great Crusade. Kind of. They do a good job of making you realize though that like he can't be in all places at once. Mm-hmm. So he still has that like limitation. But other than that, powerful in all regards.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like your dad.
Yeah. Before you come of age,
mm-hmm.
and you realize, oh,
right. Once you come of age, you become Angron.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he picked you up from the football game when you and your boys were about to win and they needed you the most. He just snatches you, you get in the van, and drive off.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you were winning, by 13. Now you're losing by 24.
Yep. And your boys who were playing died because there was a drive-by. Because that's what happened to him, right? They died.
Yeah.
Angron's story is a very sad story.
It is. And a very sad story indeed.
This question comes from Billy Clark. Why couldn't the Tau take captured humans to make space marines?
Because these humans would have to undergo the process to become a space marine, and that's very, very, very low chances that they'd survive. So essentially, they'd just be massacring the humans.
A lot of children, yeah.
Yeah, and it's better to just make them Guevesa and fight for you in that sacrifice.
Yeah, and also you don't want to give that much power to this auxiliary or mercenary faction.
Right. Because there's too many like images of space marines just butchering the Tau. Like, because the Tau are only about like 4 or 5 feet. And like a space marine's like almost like 10 feet tall. Mm-hmm. So it's like you have this big super soldier dude just like smacking Tau away.
Yep. Speaking about smacking things away, the big one asks, which one of you guys has smashed the most Thougosauruses?
Aren't those extinct?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, not ever since OnlyFans came back.
Ah.
Yeah.
Because I thought Thousauruses were found in libraries.
No.
No. Because like you go to a Thotosaurus to see like run, and then you see like what else.
Oh yeah, what else is connected to it?
Mm-hmm. Walking fast.
Yeah. No, I thought you were talking about librarians being Thotosaurus.
Ah.
So. Yeah. No.
Oh, I'm thinking of Thesauruses.
Thesaurus.
Not Thousauruses.
About 11.
Mm-hmm. That seems like a good number.
Mm-hmm. We share.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same number.
Yeah.
Next question comes from...
Resources are hard to come by these days.
Yeah, well, I mean, we live in the warp, so, there's only a couple of demonettes.
Right.
I mean, Thotosaurus.
There you go, yeah. Well, it's like new ones.
Yeah. Sometimes the psych new ones are good because they're small.
I remember I saw the psych new one once. I'm like, oh, there's a psych nuance. And he's like, psych! I'm a psych old out.
Phased.
Because it's not new in. He's old out. He psyched me out.
I hope you guys are laughing at home.
If not, then enjoy your Thanksgiving.
Rhinil Calderon says, were there any Warhammer fanfic stories that become canon? Yeah, GW has run contests in the past. The one that I know of off the top of my head is the Sons of Dorne. So the Sons of Dorne, that whole story was a fan story that was entered into a contest, and then that chapter was made canon.
I want to say they did it recently with like the something Wardens. It came out in like a White Dwarf.
Yeah.
So they give you like 3 or 4 named characters, some special rules and stuff to play them, and a little bit of lore. So
I thought they were going to do more with that, like with the Crusade.
That's what I thought too.
And they didn't. But it's okay. They're busy suing YouTube animators and, fighting hate.
3D printers.
Oh, 3D printers. Next question.
This one is by Werewolf Pirate. Could the Imperium splice gene seeds together for dual effects?
No.
That's the thing that comes up in a lot of fanfics, where it's like, oh, I want them to have the rage of the space wolves, but the psychic might of like the Thousand Suns, so you splice them together.
Yeah, and you don't even have to like splice them together. What you could do is just say that the recruitment planet is full of psychers. It might be close to a warp portal or something that's like messing with the human population.
Yeah.
And then you pick a gene seed of a Primarch and then throw in the recruits, the specialized recruits. I think we talked about this in a previous episode, no?
Yeah, we've mentioned it.
Yeah.
And honestly, you could do that with anything really. Like, let's say you want to play Space Wolves one day and you want to play Thousand Suns another. It's your own army. You could just, use them as you want.
Yes. N says, Alchemist is looking slim these days.
No manches. Say that after Thanksgiving. Then we'll see.
Next question.
Mav Eric Azur. Why is callback humor so good?
What is callback humor?
It's like when you make a joke and then you continue your routine and then you finish the routine with what joke made because of the previous joke you said.
I don't know. They are really funny though.
Right. Probably because it made you laugh the first time and you hear it and again it's like, oh, I laughed again, so I should laugh now. Yeah.
Growing up, I was really surprised that like repetition, like humans just really like repetition. That's why most songs, the what is it called, the hook, the chorus, is the more it repeats, the more it just sounds good.
Not just that, but the more you hear something, the more you start to believe it. Which politicians use it a lot.
That's true.
Yeah. Where it's like you're supposed to hate this person, hate this person, this person.
And that's why they do callbacks to who you should hate.
Right.
Just to remind you.
Yeah. So remember, for
hate
the greater
the Tau
world.
players.
Like hate the game, not the player.
There you go. Right. No, you're supposed to hate Tau players.
Oh, that's true. I hate myself, so that looks like that stands.
Next question comes from Eo Fallowbeam. Have you ever played a 40K RPG? And if not, would you consider finding a DM and a couple more players and start a series for your channel? I would love to watch this. Yeah, I bought, where is it?
Wrath and Glory.
It's right down there. It's stupid. Because it doesn't use miniatures. It's all theater of the mind.
The one thing that GW excels at, like, nah, don't use that.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there has to be rules for you, like, where you can use the miniatures. But I think that would be really cool. And yes, that is something that, like, I've been tossing around in my mind. We would need more players, though.
Yeah. One of those players is like here 1 time, 2 times, then we don't see him for a year, and then he's back again.
And then he goes like, "No, I don't want to be on camera."
Yeah. So we're playing with a ghost.
Yeah.
Who's that talking?
Yeah.
And then we gotta like green screen something else in. And By that time, we're going to become VTubers.
VTubers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because what?
Is that what they're called? Yeah.
TikTokers?
No, when it's like a YouTuber that uses like a persona.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't act like this in normal life.
Yeah, we're just quiet. We don't make eye contact.
Yeah. I was thinking about that because we got a question probably like a week ago from somebody who said, like, have we ever been recognized out in public?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about it and I was like, if we were, I'm a shy person. Like, I wouldn't want to, like, I don't know, like, I feel like I would have to become another person in order to act, like, friendly.
Yeah, like if you see us, we're not just going around randomly saying, "Oh, you got a question for me?" Make sure you put question before your question so I can answer your question first.
Yeah. Or screaming WAAAGH and then having an earthquake happen.
Right. We can't edit on the go.
Yeah.
That would be so much easier. Videos would get done so much faster.
Yeah. Next question comes from Isaac Langdon. Where is the Queen of England in 40K? As the only real life perpetual, I doubt GW would have forgotten about her. She has been alive for a really long time. Mm-hmm. What's going to be funny is like this is going to go out and she's going to die. Well, I guess that's not funny. It's just like,
yeah.
Because she's been sick, right?
Well, I don't know. I heard that like she was going to be like gone till like next year or something like that.
Oh, damn.
Or like she won't be making any public appearances till 2022.
Where's she going?
Probably to her rejuvenation baths, Ra's al Ghul's place.
Ooh, nice. I heard that it's really only the Americans that care about that kind of stuff. And I obviously like certain people in government, but yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you guys from the UK. Do you care about the Queen? Yeah.
Yeah. Tweaker51. Could the Tyranids infect a blank? And if so, what would happen? Like a Sister of Silence type of individual. Would they still have the effect or would they not since the Tyranids don't have souls?
They would still have an effect because pariahs don't have souls.
Right. I mean, because the thing is, Tyranids don't devour souls. They devour the biomass.
Yep.
But the pariah gene is a biological thing.
Yep.
So it'd be interesting to see. If anything, it'd probably make the Shadow of the Warp stronger.
Yep.
Or have a certain bioform creature spawn, like a new model that is anti-psyker.
That's actually my theory as to how the Tyranids could destroy the Eldar. I feel like I've been thinking about this a little bit more, and taking pariah genes by just consuming like the Sisters of Silence would be a good way to develop an entire hive fleet that's a blank.
Yeah. Did you talk about that in that video?
Slightly. Like, I was running out of time, so I was really quick. I was brushing through it. I didn't really get to expand on that thought. I probably won't ever until next November.
Yeah. It only comes once a year, right?
Yeah. Next question.
Tomato of Doom. Or is it Tomato of Doom? Why aren't there more suicide units in the lore or tabletop? In a universe full of religious and other kind of fanatic warriors, I would expect more units running towards the enemy, screaming the name of their leader, and pulling the trigger.
They all do that.
Yeah. Essentially, the reason why, at least the Imperium, doesn't just go out there and, like, suicides themselves against the enemy in the way that you're thinking of, is because it's better to live longer and serve the Emperor for a bigger amount of time than it is to just, like, go out in a blaze of glory. Which you kind of still do want to, but not like that.
Right, yep. Yeah. Orcs are also like that, too. Like, the only faction that doesn't send their baseline troops to basically get massacred is Fire Warriors with the Tau.
Yeah, the Tau are very, like, notorious for, like, if they're getting overwhelmed, they're like, F it, like, we don't need to die here. Like, this city is not, like, a be-all, end-all for us. We'll retreat, we'll come back, hit them, later we'll regroup.
Yeah.
And I think that's because like the Tau are a smaller faction. Like they're finite. Like when you think of the Imperium and you think of the billions upon trillions upon like quadrillions of like humans they can just throw out people and just like beat you with numbers, but the Tau don't have that luxury.
Right.
Kind of similar with like the orcs. They don't care.
Right. Now that I think about it, Eldar too. Like Craftworld Eldar, they care.
Yeah.
Next question.
This one's by Sir Robert Strong. So, like GW is trying to diversify into new markets. For example, trying for a younger crowd with the Warhammer Adventure series, as well as the Warhammer Horror, Warhammer Crime series, etc. Do you think that GW will ever branch out into the Warhammer Romance Market? If they do, what named characters would you like to see together? Apart from Gilliman and Evrain, of course. My silly answer would be a Dreadnought and a Tau broadside battlesuit. But my serious answer would be a Black Templar and a Sister of Battle. I think it would be cute for the two of them to bond over their fanatic love for the Emperor.
That's a good question. I mean, I don't really think that there's a market for it right now, but that might change later on. I do feel that I'm seeing diversity within like content creators. Partly because like there's just more content creators nowadays, like Warhammer 40K content creators.
Yeah.
And maybe there's gonna be like romantic stories eventually.
Yeah, because right now the only thing I could think of romance with 40K is a fanfic that's been around for a long time. The Love Blooms on the Battlefield.
I haven't read it.
No, it's a Sister of Battle, and I think also a Black Templar.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, it involves sisters. No surprise there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see probably an Eldar, like just Dark Eldar, and regular Eldar, craft world.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like a Dark Eldar falls in love to like the slave he's like flaying.
That could be it too. Or like an Inquisitor falling in love with a Xenos. That would be kind of cool. Like with a Tau.
I mean, I could easily see that. Like the whole Mass Effect game is basically like you're kind of an Inquisitor and you have like Xenos on your ship and stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
is there any combination you would want to see?
Me and some Earthcast Tau.
There you go.
Or even better, me and a Tyranid bioform. It don't matter what kind.
I want to go with a bio ship.
Oh.
Let me go inside that. Next question.
The ship's like, are you in me yet? It's like, yes, I'm on your left hoof. Feeler thing.
Next question.
We'll do Jacob Records. A question for Nidvember. Oh, it's not a question for us then. Next question. Do hive fleets communicate and work together as if they belong to a larger faction, or are they just as hostile to one another as they would be to any race? Thanks, and keep up the good work.
Hostile.
Yeah. They're all Tyranids, but they all follow the same hive mind, but yet they're still predatory in nature.
And the reason for that is because, so if you have two tendrils, right, and then they go off, they evolve independently, then they come back and fight the original core root tendril. The one with the best evolutionary advantage will come out on top, and it might not be the core original one. It might be one of these new tendrils.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why.
Right. That's how they get stronger. That's how they're better adaptive to fight whatever threats they encounter. It's all survival of the fittest.
Yep.
And the thing is, like, even though they're all Tyranids under the same hive mind, they're still vying for the same resources and juice biomass.
Yeah, with the capillary towers just basically like giant straws going down to the land.
I don't like capillary towers.
Next question.
Do ni schnitzel? What do Tyranids eat? Sure, they use biomatter to make new Tyranids, but what do they consume for energy? Is it that same biomatter, or do they suck out the nutrients and create waste? Did they ever learn to photosynthesize from devouring plant life?
I don't think it's been explained.
Yeah.
I know that it has been talked about in Battlefleet Gothic. Like there are certain bioships that need other bioships in order to get their nutrition, their biomass. But for like Termagants, Hormagons, stuff like that, I don't think they eat.
No, the thing is, like, if there's a weakened Termagant or Hormagant that like is about to die or needs nutrients or whatever, they just go into the vats.
Yeah,
and they get sucked back into the whole cycle.
Oh yeah, and also like you will see Carnifexes like chowing down on a Space Marine, but it's not like because they're just basically a part of the entire hive mind. Like they're gonna put that in their stomach, then jump into the vats, and then get dissolved in that way.
Right.
So instead of like killing something, dragging it over to the pool, and then going back to the fight, they simply just eat it, and then later on will
Yeah.
Somebody, if I die, like if the Carnifex dies, somebody will drag my body back to the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. But those were the questions for today.
That's right.
If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. I think it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
If not today, I don't remember. But yeah.
Right. And just a quick question. What are you thankful for, Warhammer related?
Comment down in the comment section below.
This is the Sound Alchemist.
Gershwin.
And we are out.
Always used to put my freedom first.